Hello everyone! Today on DIY Stuff, I'm going to be showing you how to make this galactically awesome Space Mountain cake. Now this is a homemade cake with buttercream frosting that you buy at your supermarket and cake mix from the supermarket, but I think it turned out really cool, so I wanted to share it with you.
All personnel, clear the launch platform. All personnel, clear launch platform.
Okay, so this may seem a little strange. I am buttering this pot. Why? Because I didn't have a cake pan, so I opted to use this pot instead. Here I am adding the mix to it, and we're going to go ahead and bake it right up inside that pot. Once your cake is fully baked, let it cool down and go ahead and pop it right out of that pot. Now we're going to take our cake and just cut the belly right off of the top. And we're doing this so we can create a flat surface so we can stack a second cake right on top. As you can see, I am using whatever I have around the house. I took this metal bowl, buttered and floured it, and we're going to go ahead and add the second cake mix to it. We're going to repeat the process of the first cake and stick that bowl in the oven and go ahead and bake it right there, right in the metal bowl. Once the second cake has baked, you're going to go ahead and repeat the process. Let it cool and take it out and go ahead and cut the belly off of the top. We're going to go ahead and set that belly aside. We're not going to be using that. As you can see, I went ahead and added the buttercream on the top of that first layer of cake as a filling, and we're going to go ahead and set the second cake on top. Now we're going to start carving away some of the excess cake and just trying to form that mountain shape, trying to get that Space Mountain look as best we can. Now at this point, we're going to put a very thin layer of frosting on the entire cake. That would be our crumb coat. We're going to put it in the refrigerator for a good 30 minutes to an hour, let it set, get cold, and it'll be a lot easier to work with. Now once that crumb coat has set, we're going to go ahead and put a very heavy second layer of frosting. We're going to smooth it out as best we can. Now here I'm using a flat tip to add some detail work. I'm just working on the rim of the top of the mountain, and I've done about midway as well. I'm using a knife to just kind of smooth out any little imperfections. And you know, this cake is homemade, so it is not bakery perfect, but it's turning out okay so far. I'm also using the same tip to do some vertical lines, and every third vertical line, I'm going to take it all the way down to the bottom. And this is just kind of looking at pictures of Space Mountain and copying as best I can. And here I am again using my knife just to kind of smooth out any little imperfections, trying to make my vertical lines as smooth as they can be and not looking bumpy. Now, as you know, Space Mountain has these very futuristic peaks on the top of the mountain. Though I tried many different methods, I ended up using cardstock paper, and this was the easiest and it looked the best. Voila! Here we have it, our Space Mountain inspired birthday cake. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial, and if you did, please do not hesitate to subscribe, share, and like.
Launch control, LV. Go ahead. All video recorders off. Roger. SPO, turn off your video recorders and focus OSP camera to monitor spacecraft umbilical. Roger. OSP, do you read? Roger.